Newcastle United are on the verge of becoming the richest club in the Premier League, so we thought it would be interesting to see on Football Manager 2020 how they do in 15 years of simulation on Football Manager. We'll be looking how much money they've spent on transfers per season, we'll be looking at their current squad, we'll be looking at managers they've sacked, and of course we'll be going through any European adventures that they've taken. At the end of this save, we'll add a manager as Newcastle and we'll have a look at their finances to see exactly what they have as of the date we're on the game. Of course, you guys are going to ask me how to get this save, so the link is in the description if you want to try this save yourself. If you do enjoy the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But without further ado, let's go to the 1st of July, 2034. Now, of course, I've been following this story for quite a while since it's been announced, and I've been reading a lot of comments just kind of saying that Newcastle's going to be the biggest club in the world in 2 years. But of course, there is financial fair play and stuff like that, which will halt them making or signing millions and millions worth of players based on their expenditure, of course, and income. But you can see right here how Newcastle have done in the Premier League. On season 1, they finished 16th, so not the greatest of starts. It's 2020-21, they finished 13th. 22 season, they finished 10th, so the highest in this experiment so far. They then finished 12th in 2023. 2024, they finished 12th again. 2025, they finished 6th. 2026, they finished 7th. 27, they finished 5th, so the highest we've seen so far. They then, the season after, finished 7th. After that, they finished 8th in 28-29. And they finished 5th on 29-30. So 5th at the minute is the highest. But in 2030-31, they actually finished 3rd, which would have been their first time competing in the Champions League. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, 2031-32, they finished 6th. 2032-33, they finished 7th. And last season, they finished 8th. So they're actually on the decline since they finished 3rd. They finished 3rd, 6th, 7th and 8th, so not the best, but you can see the finances are rich. They're currently 4.5 star in reputation. The current manager is Pep Guardiola, but let's have a look at the managers over the past. So you can see Steve Bruce actually managed to go until 2023, completing 3 years and 212 days. They then employed Fernando Santos, who lasted 346 days before getting sacked. Gerardo Martino was the highest with 4 years and 119 days, but he also got sacked as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer joined for 264 days and got sacked. Chris Hogg left the interim manager role. Antonio Conte lasted 2 years, almost 3 years, but got sacked. Marcelino lasted 202 days. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came back for a second spell and lasted a little bit longer than his first spell, but only lasted 1 year and 111 days before they got sacked. And currently, Pep Guardiola is the manager of 12 days. So do you guys think this would happen in kind of real life? Do you think the owners would kind of get annoyed if they want an instant success? So, the pressure's on with all that money. They're going to have to do something. But let me know in the comments if you guys plan on doing this save. I'm really intrigued to see if you are interested in doing it. But yeah, let me know how it goes. Okay, let's have a look at some of the transfers. So season 1, this was their worst season. They didn't really bring in much. They only spent 7 million, despite having 300 odd million to spend. So nothing really much to talk about. Of course, they bought in 2 players from Leeds. In the second season, they bought in Ruben Neves for 82 million, spending 382 million. If you guys spot something on these screens that I've missed, maybe it's a crazy transfer or something, let me know. But they did get Jadon Sancho as well, Leon Bailey. So they spent a lot of money in this season. Incredible amount of money. The season after, they actually spent even more. Declan Rice for 78 mil, Bastoni for 43 million. And yeah, Callum Wilson for 63. So a lot of money being spent. 408 million. They sold 92 million worth of players. The season after that, 23-23, they spent 258 million. So at the minute, apart from season 1, they're kind of spending over nearly 250 million a year. And then the season after that, they bought João Felix in for 112 million. They bought Callum Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea for 72 million. Again, spending 398 million. Season after, 508 million was spent. Pedro de la Vega, of course, the Argentinian is now 33. They bought Van der Voort in, who is a Belgian 32-year-old. You can see some of the crazy players they bought in, but 508 million is a lot of money to spend. I haven't actually seen how much this club currently has. This is the first time coming back off holiday, so I haven't seen exactly what they've got in the bank at the minute, or what they've got to spend this year that we're currently on. The season after that, they spent 381 million, bringing in the likes of Ronaldo Vieira, Serginho Dest, Moussa Dembele, and of course Paul Castillo, the main one from Barcelona. Of course, we're going to start getting to the regens now. This guy is currently at PSG at the moment, but we will start seeing regens shortly. So they bought in Karamoko Dembele from Man City for 23 mil. This year they only spent 106. The season after, 176. Brandon Williams and Kieran Tierney, both from Arsenal. The season after that, 28-29, they spent 129 million. Babacar Kante, who's a regen, and of course Reina, who's another regen. But yeah, spending still a lot of money every season. 316 million the season after. A lot of these will be kind of regens now, but you've got Player Morella there, the Spaniard who came from PSG. And the season after that, they spent 392 million. I'm not going to show you many of the players now, because most of them will be regens. The season after that, 31-32, they only spent 29 mil. I mean, how much they've spent already, I don't know how they're still spending all this money. I guess some of these might be youth players. They bought a player from West Ham for 59 mil. Season 33-34, they spent only 132 million. And the main one coming from Real Madrid. And this season, of course, they haven't really spent anything just yet. But we'll have a look how much they've got to spend in a second. Okay, we're going to have a little look at their history now in terms of the landmarks. So you can see, of course, some vice-captains and stuff. But we can see in the 2026 season, they was actually the Europa League runners-up. And if we go to the Europa League, because I believe they've also won it as well. Yes, 2029, they won the Europa League. But who did they finish runners-up to? Roma. So Roma actually beat them in 25-26, but they overcome Bayern Munich in 28 and 29 to get their first Europa League. Of course, if we go back and have a look, they also won the Super Cup. I'm intrigued to see who they beat in the Super Cup. You can see right here, they actually beat Liverpool in the Super Cup. That's the first one as well. And then if we go back, you can see they almost won the Champions League, but it hasn't happened yet. No Champions League win for Newcastle in this save. They did get very close, but lost out against Manchester City. And just looking at the competitions tab now, you can see they haven't really won any FA Cup. They haven't won any Carabao Cup, and they've also not won the Community Shield. Of course, they haven't won the FA Cup, so they wouldn't play in the Community Shield. But, you know, not many trophies, which is probably why a lot of the managers have been getting sacked. Just to break down the transfer fee, these are the highest transfer fees paid season by season. So you can see how much they've been spending on players. Of course, there's lots of players on the list we've just gone through, but you can see, you know, the biggest one being 122 mil, or sorry, the biggest one being 181 mil from Liverpool. So Mahmoud Shahed signed in 2030-31 for 181 million. He's currently still at Newcastle. He is the Tunisian right winger. And to be fair, is this guy worth all that money? I'm not quite sure he is. But, you know, of course, they're going to overspend a lot, the AI are. So 122 mil for João Felix as well, who's currently left and is available on a free transfer. But he is 34. He did make 278 appearances for Newcastle, 82 goals as well. So what a signing that was. In regards to kind of the facilities, of course, this club do start with the best facilities on everything. And you can see they've still got superb youth, superb training. I think that might have actually been downgraded. St James's Park, I was surprised that they've not built a new stadium, but that's not something that they've done. Just want to look at their average attendances to see if anything's kind of affected with the takeover and with the money being spent, but it doesn't look like it has, considering that they've got a 60,000 capacity stadium. Of course, 2019-20, they finished on 49,000, or their average was 49,432. And of course, by 2033-34, they're only on 51, so not a big increase at all. In fact, some seasons actually less. And of course, we signed a YouTuber, Dave Azzopardi, joined Newcastle. And Dave Azzopardi came from Bristol City, is currently contracted to Celtic, been capped 9 times. And if we look at his history, you can see he signed for 5.25 mil, went to Fulham for 24, went to Watford for 38, and just gone to Celtic for 20.5 mil. I think it's quite interesting just to add a manager and just see what's kind of going on at the club. So you can see at this stage, they've got 367 million transfer budget, but you can see the graph to my right-hand side and my left-hand side, actually. I don't know why it's there twice. But they had 1.56 million in their balance. Currently got 1 billion in their balance right now, but at some point they did have 1.56 in August, which I'm assuming was the sponsorships. But let's have a little look at the finance to find out where all this money is coming from. Let's go to the finances, and you can see in the debts and the loans, they've got nothing, of course. Sponsorship wise, we're going to have a little look at what they kind of get in sponsorship. So they've got 7 additional club partners with deals totaling 15 million per season. Got general sponsorships, which you can see the values on the right hand side is absolutely crazy. In terms of the projection, they're projected to finish kind of at 685 mil. But if you also look at the summary and the income from last season, you can see the sponsorship alone was 49 mil, so higher than the actual prize money. So if you take over this club, you're never going to have to worry about any kind of sponsorships or any money issues, because you're always going to get money as long as these chairmen stay involved. So it's pretty crazy to see. But let's have a little look at the team as well. Who's their highest valued player? We've got Paulo. Of course, this guy is currently 4.5 star. Unreal attacking midfielder. This guy is absolutely incredible, really. Look at that, 17, 18, 16, 17. Pretty strong. And of course, with Newcastle having one of the highest, or one of the best facilities in the game, you can see one of the highest prospect, the 15-year-old David Hanley, has got 4.5 star potential. Not sure if there's anything in the under-23s. We'll have a quick look. You can see we've got Romain Lefebvre, who is in the under-23s, a 20-year-old French. Looks like he's been at a few clubs already, but he's also 5-star potential. He's actually leaving the club, which is interesting. He can't get a work permit. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments if you are going to try this save. And yeah, we've done something a little bit different today. We don't generally do kind of real-life simulations. If you want to see more stuff like this, please let me know in the comments. But it's been a pleasure. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.